Welcome everyone. This is Ramesh, working in Department of Computer Science as computer lecturer at a Dr. Lankapalli Bullaya Degree College, Visakhapatnam. Today the topic is about streams, and this is for second year students who are pursuing their third semester from BSc Computer Science. The main object of this class is we will see the meaning of stream, and we'll see the types of streams, that is byte oriented stream and character oriented stream. And finally, we will also write a Java program, that is JavaScript program, to read content of one file and to move that content to another file by using file input stream and file output stream. Hello everyone. Now today's class about streams. Stream is nothing but a logical path which connects source and destination. Here, moving data from source or destination or from destination to source. So to complete this overall transfer of data from source to destination, we use the concept of streams. In Java, streams are of two types. One is character-oriented streams and one is byte-oriented streams. If your program is carrying data in the form of bytes from source to destination or vice versa, is called as byte-oriented streams. If your program is carrying uh, character-oriented data between source to destination or maybe destination to source, is called as character-oriented streams. This Java In Java, the streams are supported by a predefined package called java.io. In java.io, we do have some classes like input stream, output stream. It supports byte-oriented transfer of data. Similarly, we do have another classes like reader and writer, which supports movement of or transfer of data in the form of characters. You can see you can identify whether the stream is character oriented or byte oriented with some naming convention. If the class name and with stream, that is input stream or output stream, you can see here, as the class name is ended with stream, it relates that it is handling byte oriented data. Whereas reader, writer, you can see get a sound like er and end. Reader and writer deals with character oriented data. Reader is used to fetch data into the program. Writer is used to move data away from the program. You can see this diagram here. There is a Java program which is connecting a source and destination. Here a source can be a file, that is data movement of data from one file to another file, where one file will be acting as a source file and one other file will be acting as a destination file, or maybe console from screen to screen, like socket programming, where we communicate data from one machine to another machine. So here the source may and destination may be of different types. One case maybe it may be file, it may be some case it may be screen. Yes, different source and different destinations can be easily possible. In this case, you can see we are using an input stream and output stream. Here, as here, let us imagine this example. I want to move the content in this file into this file. So now my program has to collect the data from this file and it has to read, that is input stream, and then it should move to the destination, that is it has to write. So to read here it is using input stream and to write it is using output stream. So this is about all about streams. So now we will do the same thing through a program. Now to explain programmatically, so here I'll draw again here. This is a file. This is a file. Say you call this as a.java. This is a file and something like b.java. Imagine that b.java is empty and the content of a.java is something like Ramesh. So the final output is here the content of a.java, that is Ramesh, should be moved here. So to complete this action, I'll use a Java program which uses streams. Imagine I want to move the data in pure byte oriented. So then I'll complete this diagram right here. Yes, I can draw like this. Okay, I'll draw like this. Yes, and from here, yes, Yes. So now the program should come, or the data should come by this way. So my program will use input stream to say exactly its file input stream. And here, after using file input stream and reading the data, that is Ramesh, this program, this Java program, will use file output stream to send data to the destination. So once you complete the program, the output will be this. The content Ramesh will be moved to b.java. So now this is pictorial representation. Now we will see what is the API support which we will be using here. Sorry, here API support means some predefined classes which Java provides us to complete this program. Now I will write here. Itself the API support, that is predefined classes. API support. First one is a class called file input stream. Number 2, file output stream. And number 3, we also use some classes like file not found exception, IO exception. So these are the possible exceptions which may generate while we doing this program, because the file, as what file not found exception is all about. So you mentioned a file called a.java, but you are not specified properly. The address you have given is wrong. So it tried to search the file name as you mentioned, but unfortunately it is not there. Then JVM will report you that the specified file is not available through this class called file not found exception. Once the file is available, it will try to move the data from this, that is your Java program, will try to move the data, that is content of a.java into b.java. Do remember, the string Ramesh will not move, or I say the content will not move in a single go. It will move like you can say byte by byte. That means first R will be moved from here, and that will be, then once it reaches again, it will fetch A, and then will put that side, then M, like this. And here the Java program, that is the JVM, should understand that if there are no more content left at source side, it should stop moving it, or it should not try to move the content from a.java to b.java when the content is finished. So the question is how the JV will know that there is no more data left at source side. So here the operating system help us by putting a value called -1. -1 is nothing but it indicates end of the file. So even though you can see there is you can see only Ramesh, the content is there. After H, there is no any alphabets or no any characters are there. So once you finish your content in a.java, that is, for example, you type Ramesh and you saved the file. After you finish saving your saving the content in your file, the operating system immediately puts -1 to make herself convenient that it to know that the file content is completed. So once you complete typing anything in your Word document, the operating system will put a value called -1. This is the indication that there are no more characters still left in the file. Very important method which we use here is a method called read, which is available from file input stream. This method will allow us to read byte by byte from source, and after reading, there is one more method called write, which is present in file output stream. file output stream, which is used to move data into destination. Here, this is from file input stream. Okay, fine. So now finally we'll do the program here. It's already developed here. This is the program. So what I'll do is, this is the program stream demo. You can see here there is a file called pro.java. Now I want to create one more Java file called file. I say its name is something like second.java. Now my requirement is I want to move the content of pro.java into second.java, and the Java program name is stream demo. Now we'll go to the place where stream demo is present. You can see stream demo is present in streams folder, and streams demo want to move the content of a file called pro as specified here. Even pro is in the same folder where the stream demo is available. Now I want to, if you open this file, you can see this content. Now I want to move the content of pro into a new file called second.java. As you can see, there is no any other file other than these two. I want my Java program to create a file name called second.java here itself, and to move all the content from pro to second.java. Let me show it diagrammatically. So this is my folder where I am having two files. One is stream demo.java and one more file called pro.java. Here my requirement is I want this program, this Java program, to fetch the content of file called pro.java and create one file called whose name is second.java. So the output is here itself. You should get one more file called second.java automatically, and when you open this second.java, the content of pro.java should automatically come here, and that should be done by streamdemo.java. That is the requirement. Now if you see this, I will run this program and you can see the output here. Here you can see here there is no any other file other than these two. But when I run this program, if you see Java C streamdemo.java, when I say Java stream demo, you'll get a file automatically whose name is second. And if you see this, all the content, second.java, you can see the content here, which is from pro. So both will be having the same content. This is the work done by streams. Now I'll go for explanation. See here, you can see I'll go for explanation here. Okay, here. So here I am using a try block. As I said, there are chances that an exception may be raised called file not found exception if the specified file is not available in the specified directory. And one more exception called IO exception, because as I use a method called read to while reading the data, if any problem is done if any problem is faced while reading the data, it may raise an exception called IO exception. So FIS means file input stream. It will read a value and store in X, and if it is not equal to -1, then you say write. Write means here write is nothing but file output stream. File output stream is associated with second.java. So you read the value through read and put the value in write. So and as a while loop, again you go back to the next iteration, and if you read the value, if it is not equal to -1, put the value, and you read the value, if it is not equal to -1, put the value. At one time, all the characters will be removed, and when you read the value, you get a -1. So the condition fails, you come out. This is the program explanation. So this is all about streams. So now, as a conclusion, I can say that today we learned about stream, input stream, output stream, reader and writer, and also we have seen how what type of exceptions may raise because of when you are trying to read the content of one file to another file, and the exception names are IO exception and file not found exception, and the other two methods which you use here are read and write. So thank you for this opportunity. Hope you understand. Any queries, please let me know. Thank you. Coming to the summary, in this class we learned the meaning of stream. We have seen the types of streams, that is byte oriented and character oriented streams. And finally, we also demonstrated a program which successfully moved the content of one file to another file, in which we used both file input stream as well as file output stream. Thank you.